want to see this? Okay. Are you filming?
Mm-hmm.
These are the good outtakes.
Can you imagine what would happen if we could have any dream? I'd wish this moment was ours to own it, and that it would never leave.
Then I would thank that star that made our wish come true.
Hi everyone. All the noise you hear in the background is because today we are at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds at the Minnesota Horse Expo. And right now I'm with the Young Living show horse team, and this wonderful guy's name is Elk, and he's very affectionate. So right now he's trying to find some hay that's stuck down there, and pretty soon he'll pop his head up. And right here is his wonderful stallmate, who's also very, very interested, aren't you? Yeah, you're such a good boy. These are the beautiful geldings, and they're gorgeous. So they are doing performance. This is the actual performance team, and they're getting ready to go out and perform. So all the horses are all getting tacked up. You're going to hear noises, people talking, things like that. So I'm going to talk as loud as possible because I really want to share with you about juniper oil today. Juniper is one of the oils that I use on my horses, as well as we use on all the horses as well as people, dogs, cats, a number of wonderful beings. So what does juniper have in it? For those of us who are the science geeks that like to look this up, alpha pinene at 20 to 40%. Now remember, anytime you hear words like alpha, beta, delta, things like that, think of brain, okay? Bornyl acetates coming in at 12 to 20%. Interesting, camphor is 10 to 18%. Now I'm going to do a segue here. Many times what you're going to hear is, oh, you can't use essential oils with homeopathy. Well, I'm going to stand for that. I have talked to 3 classical homeopathic doctors who have been literally for over 40 years classical homeopaths. They all said the same thing, and none of them know each other, and they didn't go, they don't follow the same circles, if you will, but they all said the same thing. They said, Chèrie, no, rosemary's fine, peppermint is fine, mint is fine. They said there's literally two substances that you want to stay away from with homeopathics for the first 72 hours of your remedy. One is coffee, and it's not the caffeine, it's the oil in the coffee bean. And the second is camphor. So if you're on a homeopathic remedy, and it's not a real stable remedy because they can be quite volatile, and you want to use juniper oil, I would suggest waiting for that 72 hours because juniper has camphor in it 10 to 18%. Okay? It also has saponine in at 3 to 18%. It has limonene in at 3 to 8%. And if you've been watching any of my videos, you know that I've been talking about limonene for about, a year and a half now. I have a wonderful research study on limonene. If you're new to watching this and you want to learn all about the amazing health benefits of limonene, email me and ask me for the Natural Medical Alert newsletter, and I will be happy to send you everything on limonene. Then we have terpenine for all, 3 to 8%, which is an exquisite preservative. You'll find it in many oils, even like melaleuca. And then myrcene, which is 1 to 6%, which is also in melissa. Okay, so that is a large part of the constituents and the balance and the ratios. So let's talk about how juniper oil was used through history. In medieval times, juniper oil was hung over the doors to chase away evil spirits and I will say dark witches and all the things that in medieval times believed of all that dark energy, because it has a rich history. Now, French hospitals literally used to take juniper berries, juniper wood, and rosemary sprigs, and they would burn them to prevent the spreading of infection in French hospitals. Absolutely is one of the earliest plants that juniper was used as medicine by the Greeks. And if you like the Bible, take a look at Job, and what you'll find was Job was instructed to cut up juniper mallow, and which is the inside of the juniper wood, mash it up, steep it, and actually drink it and chew on it to heal from some of what are the maladies, of course, that Job went through, for all of us who've read the Bible and understand that Job had many, many trials and tribulations. So let's go now next to some of the ways we use juniper. Well, it is one of the most powerful tonics, okay, for both physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And one of the reasons why it's so powerful a tonic for physical, let's go to physical right now, is kidney yang. It is great to support kidney yang, which is warming and stimulating. So those of us who've had endocrine, like I've been diagnosed with 5 different autoimmune diagnoses. As a result of that, I have some physical things I work with, cold hands, cold feet. So one of the things that I do is I put juniper oil on my wrists, I put it all over my feet, and I do that twice a day. And I notice that my hands and feet are not so cold. And I can also tell you from the multiple surgeries, because those of you who have been following me, you know I had the bones taken out of this hand quite a bit, and I had a huge reconstruction of this left leg. As a result of that, of course, I've got some nerve things going on. And whenever you've got anything prickly going on, one of the things that you're going to notice is that if you use juniper, that might help you a little bit. Now, we've got a funny situation going on here. Nick is filming live time, and we have this wonderful horse that is taking a likeness to Nick's feet. So as a result of that, he is moving closer to Nick's feet, so this is quite humorous, okay? I think this is the first time Nick has been this close to a large black horse in his life. He's like right in Nick's face. Hey, sweetie, come on out, back up. Yeah, here. This is the juniper, okay? Yeah, can I get this oil on you? There we go. There we go. Good boy. He's causing me to jump ahead a little bit in what I was going to teach. Because now I've got alfalfa all over, and hay all over my sweater. Okay, I know you want this really a lot. So, can we like, let me finish the physical part, and then we can go to the other part and explain why. He's going crazy over this, and when I get to the emotional part, you're going to understand why, okay? So, another thing, if you have weak and tired back, absolutely, you definitely want to use the juniper. Also, how many of us have, like, the legs get really puffy and your pants get really tight if you stand on them throughout the day? So what I do is I rub juniper all over. Any of you have that dimply skin? That dimply skin in areas where it really is not fun, like the thighs, the tummy, underarms. Maybe some people have it on the bottom. Let's just say, don't hold back with your juniper. Be very generous with juniper and maybe grapefruit and cypress, and you're gonna and do that twice a day. See what happens. Just watch. All of a sudden, the appearance of your skin might be a lot smoother, and you might notice that your bathroom visits will be a lot more thorough when you get to go to the bathroom, especially if you drink a lot of water. Now, because it has rubefacient properties, juniper, one of the things that you're going to notice is, you know people who get really, say their discomfort levels increase dramatically when it's cold out? Definitely start to work with juniper, okay? And definitely put it on the wrists and your joints, anywhere in your body. Throw it on there. Because what you're going to notice is when it's cold and damp, because of its warming properties internally with our body, what you're going to notice when you apply it topically is that it actually, you're going to feel better. You're going to actually feel tremendously better, okay? So that's just some of the ways to use juniper. And of course, this is one of my main oils that I used after my multiple surgeries. The surgeon said that I would definitely not recover the damage from the neurological damage from my leg and my hand after the surgeries, because they had to cut a lot of nerves. Well, let's just say I'm using juniper and the responses are, I've never seen this before. How is this happening? And I'll let you fill in the gap, okay, with the functionality. So that's juniper. Now I want to go to emotional and spiritually, and this is where we're going to talk about this guy here and people as well. And it's good for all animals. And you're going to hear it. It's getting loud because we've got some of the horses that are pawing a little bit, and they're on concrete. So it was used in ancient times for both energetic and psychological purification. And also what it did is they used it to drive out negative influences. So what that happens is sometimes we get stuck, we get stagnant in our thinking psychologically. For example, we get stuck in worry, we get stuck in fear, we get stuck in everything that's not working in our life. We get stuck in, oh my goodness, what more can go wrong? We get stuck in feeling very insecure. We get stuck in all the I can'ts in our life. Well, one of the things I'm going to invite you to do is diffuse and apply on your brainstem, maybe your throat, and your tailbone, because that's the base of the nerves. Just put it there, juniper oil, okay? And what you'll notice is all of a sudden you're feeling like you're getting your willpower back. You're feeling like you have more confidence in social settings. You go from I can't to, you know what, I can, and from I can to I will. And this is the power of juniper oil. And this is one of the reasons why I picked Elk, because he is the youngest. He's 4 years old. He's the youngest. And he is the most, let's just say, he doesn't have quite the confidence, the experience, and the security as some of the 8, 10, and 11-year-olds in the team. So he's definitely sitting at the big kids table. For those of you who have older siblings, you know what I mean, at holiday times. Those of us who were middle or younger children had to go sit at the small little kids table, and then there was the big kids table. Well, he right now is being brought up to the big kids table, or from the minor leagues to the major leagues, or from the scouting team all the way up into the majors. So his confidence could use some boosting and some supporting, and his will, so he can literally get out there and show his power and his strength, because he is a gorgeous boy capable of great things. He just needs to connect to that sense of confidence and that sense of self, and that, you know what, I maybe don't have the experience, but I know I got it in me, and let's do this thing. So that's a little bit about the juniper and how it really helps us go from the I can'ts to the I cans to the I wills. And another way for horses, okay, I have Friesians, and one of my Friesians, he's a gelding, but before I got him, he had a lot of toxic chemicals used on him. So his whole sheath area and inner legs get quite enlarged, and in not a positive direction. So I take juniper oil, I put a puddle in my hand, okay, like this, and I'm going to hold it like this, okay, and I'm going to let him know I'm here, and I'm going to reach right inside to that major artery and just rub it right in there. And you can see how easy it is for him. It's very comfortable for him, okay? A lot of horses have a condition where the legs get really, really puffy and very serious and very uncomfortable. And so this is one of the oils that you absolutely want to use with, like Laurus nobilis, maybe lemongrass if you can, cypress. All those oils will help a lot. Yeah, hi, sweetie. What am I doing back here? Yeah, you want to see? Whoa, look at this. Okay, here's something else that's quite fun. If you notice what's coming out of his nose, can you put your head up again, hon? He just really smelled this not very long ago, and he also, can you put your head up for me, please? Thank you. Oh, no, it's not. Well, what you'll notice is he smelled this and took a little bit in his mouth when we were talking, and literally when he swung his head around, I don't know if you caught that, but he had a large discharge running out of his nose. Because of FDA, I cannot tell you and use those words, but you saw for yourself what the response was with the juniper oil, a very positive response. So in ending, I do want to share this with you. There's a fantastic book, and it's called Aromatherapy for Healing the Spirit, okay? It's a great book. This book right here is a tremendous book. And then, if you open it up, it's got multiple oils, and it talks about why it became an essential oil, how the plants were used in history. It goes into all the physical uses, the mental uses, the emotional uses, the behavioral uses. If somebody's behaving like this, why would you use juniper? If someone's behaving like this, another reason why. And then the spiritual uses. So this is one of the most powerful books. I love this book. And just get a hold of my office if you'd like, and we can direct you on how to get your hands on this book. It's a very, very budget-friendly book. Unquestionable, one of the best books you'll ever get on ways to use essential oils for all aspects. So with that, I'd like to thank you. Enjoy your Juniper. Elk, you want to come up here, buddy? I know your hair is more interesting. Can we get you up here? You want to say goodbye to the folks? No, he's more interested in hay right now. And this guy, however, if this stall doors were open, look at that. I think that, which one's this one's name? Ice. Ice? Okay, so here's Ice. And Ice actually, earlier we had my book up here, and Ice actually took the book and wanted to see the book. Now look what he's doing. See how he's going different nostrils? He did first left nostril, then right nostril. Now he's with the horses right up here, up inside. Yeah, I'm holding onto it tight. Right up here, there's a strong smell receptor on the inside, which he's trying, see how he's trying to get that up in that part of his right up where the upper lip attaches, right up there, inside. And that's where he's trying to get the oils, right up there, to pull it up into his brain. So remember what we talked about earlier, about how it helps with both emotional and psychological concerns of confidence, going from I can't to I can. Well, animals, they tell the truth. And he's coming at it right through the stall door. So that's my guy. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. So with that, enjoy your Young Living Juniper.
Then I would thank that star that made our wish come true.
Oh yeah.